how'd you go from being a fan who listened to the music to a fan who performed the music?
You know what, I wanted to have fun and pay tribute basically to the best entertainer ever to walk the face of the earth, I think. So, you know, I just wanted to give back, and I thought if I could do this, then I could maybe take his music to somebody else, another kid that hadn't heard Elvis before. So maybe they'll hear me and then go look up Elvis, and it's kind of a chain reaction.
Well, I grew up listening to my mum and dad's record collection. They were big fans of country and western. My dad was a huge fan of Elvis. My mum was a fan of a guy who is most famous pop star in the UK, a guy called Cliff Richard, who had minor success here in England, in the US. And that's how I really got into it all, and I just knew from an early age that this is what I wanted to do.
My grandfather, he was a drummer for a band called the Poets in my area, and he got me into oldies and doo-wop and all that. Once I heard Elvis, kind of clicked.
Oh, I wanted to play the guitar and sing, and Elvis inspired me. So yeah, I was keep on singing and play the guitar, and yeah.
I'll tell you, it's funny. My niece, her 16th birthday party. They said, wouldn't it be cool if Elvis showed up for her Sweet 16 party? And I said, oh, I can't do that. I'm not any good at it. Said, no, it'd be fun. So I did, and the people liked it. And here I am singing at the tent today in Graceland. You know, crazy.
Well, I got to tell you, it's a big difference. It's a big difference. It really is a big difference. Why? Because we're here. We're here at the port of rock and roll. Right, we're at Gracelands, we're just across from where Elvis lives, and it's an energy thing. It's a real energy thing. It's totally different. It's so sweet.
Well, I was in a band when I was 19, and they liked doing a lot of Elvis stuff, so I just carried that on and then started, and I just left with Elvis music.
I did the show when I was in college. I did the show Bye Bye Birdie, and the director had us study a lot of Elvis for the part, and it was we put a little band together, and after the show we just kind of kept going, played fraternity parties and stuff like that. It just kind of snowballed from there, really.
I became an entertainer accidentally. Just a bunch of us guys were working. One day we went out to a bar and the band was playing a bunch of Elvis music. They started yelling for me to get up there, and they coaxed me up, and the rest is history.
We were in the hotel on Brooks Road, and I was 9. I walked in there, and I saw another kid. And I was like, wow, another kid likes Elvis. That's cool. Because I hadn't met him yet. And I met Kayvon, and he was standing there looking sharp, and he was wearing that Elvis print fabric. Remember that Elvis print fabric that had Elvis's face all over it? Oh, yeah. He was wearing that as a vest and shorts. And I had pants up to here, and it was awful. We looked like, there's a photo of it, I'm going to email it to you for this segment. It's terrible.
Well, I've always, like I said, I've always been a fan of his music, and it's just connected, man. It's just, I can't really explain that, to be honest, like how I just connected with him with the music, and then became a fan all my life, and then becoming a tribute artist, I'm still a fan, and this is why I do it for him as a tribute.
I was about 3 years old, and my parents just are big Elvis fans and music fans. So I was just grown up with that kind of music, Elvis Presley, Roy Orbison, Tom Jones, and I was influenced from 50s and 60s kind of music. But I just took a big love to Elvis Presley, and it was just it was nothing more than that, really. It was just love at first sight.
Well, I've always been a fan. And then I was on holiday one year in Europe, in Tenerife, which is an island off of Spain, and we heard a tribute artist, and we'd had a few drinks, and we went out to see him, and I thought it was amazing. And that was the first time I ever got an idea when I thought I could maybe something to aspire to and become an ETA, sort of a tribute artist. And that was where the seed was planted, and then I kind of had some singing lessons and stuff, and bought a jumpsuit, and the rest is history.
Well, you know, I love Elvis, but I didn't really want to be tied to that. I didn't want to just be known as an Elvis impersonator, an Elvis tribute. I wanted to be known as an all-around good artist. And so
once I found out that I could sing other artists, I decided to put them into the program because they had black hair and it fit the program. So we took it from an Elvis show and progressed it to what it is today.
I became an Elvis fan when I was a child. My mum loved Elvis, and I just grew up loving Elvis. Got my first jumpsuit when I was 11, but I've only been an ETA for the last 2 years.
I guess musically inclined. I always loved music. When I was a kid, I used to record all the songs off the radio just like everybody else did and make cassettes. Then I went to Concord High School in my junior year, and that's when I started taking guitar class. And I just started practicing and working on learning how to play the guitar. And by my senior year, I sang Pink Floyd's "Wish You Were Here" for my, I think, graduating one of the senior year things. It was great, man. My teacher actually sang the song. He told me that I couldn't sing the song, and he wound up singing it. So I only did the harmonies with him at the end. It was Pink Floyd's "Wish You Were Here."
Since I've been an Elvis tribute artist since I was really little, I think my parents definitely thought it was something I would just grow out of eventually. But as I got older and as they saw it, I still wanted to do it and enter in competitions and be more serious with it. They always supported me. My parents are so great. My grandmother, they just always said, follow your heart, do what you want to do, and this is what I want to do. And I may not do my Elvis tribute forever because I always imagined that if I were to meet Elvis, he would say to me, thank you for doing your Elvis tribute and, you know, helping to keep my legacy alive. But don't forget to do your own thing. And so I have a lot of things I would love to accomplish in the entertainment field as myself outside of my Elvis tribute. But I'll definitely always be an Elvis fan and collect Elvis stuff and love coming to Elvis Week and everything.
In school, I was in chorus. I was chosen to do a Beatles solo when I was like 11. So ever since then, I just had the itch to keep singing. Makes me happy and everybody else that hears me. We actually came here 15 years ago, and I bought a wig and some glasses, and I took a couple pictures over by the front gate. And on the way home, I was like, you know what? I got to try this. And I ordered some suits, CDs, and made a website, elvisinnewyork.com, and the rest is history.
I'm 15 years old. I'll be turning 16 in December. And I started when I was about 9 years old. And basically what happened was I wanted to be Elvis for Halloween. And my aunt, she got a costume made for me. And I think it was at one of my other aunt's birthdays. I think it was her 50th birthday. And we performed 10 songs, just 10 simple songs, you know, Hound Dog, Blue Suede Shoes. And after that I got a call, after another call, after another one. And that's basically how I got started.
You know, the music is very special. And Halloween of 2006, I decided to go to a Halloween costume party as Elvis, and I went on stage and did a few songs, and I had so much fun doing it, and that I thought that was it, one night, and then I went back to work at the restaurant, and people were like, weren't you Elvis? Weren't you doing that Elvis gig on stage? And I said, yes, and they said, well, do you do birthday parties, corporate parties? And so just one thing led to another. 7 months into it, I quit my job at the restaurant, and I've been doing Elvis full-time ever since.